Six Nations 2020 for France. It's something of a changed lineup from what we are perhaps used to seeing. There's a whole lot of guys who did not make the squad, and there's a lot of uncapped players. Reading through the squad makes me wish I watched more top 14 and watched more under 20s because I'm a little lost with some of these guys. I'll certainly get an education during the Six Nations as these guys actually get game time, but yes, I am going to struggle with insights into some of these guys, so I'll be more reliant on the comment section to give us a bit of an education, and in terms of pronunciation, I am going to struggle big time, so do forgive me for that. But I'll go through the squad, talk about the fixtures, and you guys can let me know your thoughts as well. So Fabien Galthié is the new coach, and like I said, it's a bit of a clean out. It's a fresh start. The French youth, under 20s have been very successful, so it looks like trying to get as many of these guys involved as possible with a mind on performing in 4 years. So making these guys veterans by that point, because right now there's a lot of rookies in this French squad. In terms of props, you got Bailly, who's got 17 caps, and that counts as one of the more experienced guys. You've got Bamba, Gros, House, Poirot, and Hunk Patin, who was a late replacement for Aldegheri, who got injured in that game against Gloucester. I remember him kind of going down almost in tears with his leg. It seemed like a pretty serious injury. So, yeah, Poirot is your most experienced guy with 33 caps. He's the second eldest at 27 years old. It's that Hunk Patin who is 28 with no caps. So he's got the age, but not necessarily the international experience. So it is relatively inexperienced. Hookers, you got Camille Chat, Mo Vaca, who was also a late call-up because Etrilad from Toulon, who was also uncapped, he had to pull out injured, and Marchand from Toulouse. So you got 2 caps for Marchand, 1 cap for Mo Vaca. It's Chat, who is your most capped guy with 26. Obviously, Guirado's retired, so it's a new look there, but Chat is very capable to lead the way, and we'll see if he is the starting 2. I would imagine so, but from look at this side, I really am on the back foot, so we'll see. Second row, Cazo, pronunciation, forgive me, Gerasi, Leroux, Palu, Tafafanua, and Willemse are there. Half of those guys are uncapped. Kazu, Girassi, and Palu. None of them have got caps at international level. 24, 20, and 23 years old. 24 is the oldest guy. Leroux is your experienced guy with 30 caps. Taufa Fanua is 29 years old, 14 caps. Willems has got 3 caps. I mean, Girassi, from what I've seen, he's French under 20s again. He's tall timber, he's 2 meters. But yeah, it's shifted again. Vaha Mahina, he retired. So there was bound to be a bit of a shift in the way things went. The back row, you got Aldrit, Cretan, Cruz, Fisher, Makalo, Olivon, Tolofua, and Woki. Again, uncapped guys, Cretan, Fisher, Tolofua, and Woki. All those guys, uncapped. Like every other team I've looked at so far has included several uncapped guys. Not the French. They've gone for wholesale changes. Interestingly, Olivion is your captain. He's only got 11 caps for France, but 26 years old. It does kind of make him one of the more senior guys in this side. I guess, Galthié is expecting him to go 80 minutes, so perhaps that's also part of a reason. He is going to be captain. He's experienced, and he must see something in him in terms of his leadership abilities. Into the backs, Dupont. He's already got 20 caps despite being only 23 years old. Luku and Serran. So 26 is your oldest. That's Luku. He's uncapped. You got to think Dupont is going to be guy number 9. He is world class. And then it's just kind of whoever is riding the pine, I would imagine. 10s, you got Carbonell, who was 20 years old and uncapped, another under 20s kind of success story. Gelbreur, who is 21, he's had 1 cap. And Intamak, who's only 20 years old, already got his 12 caps. Again, I like to think it's going to be him and Dupont running the show, but it will be nice to spread the experience a bit around. That's crazy that of your 3 10s, the oldest one is 21. 21, 20, and 20. Amazing. But it does speak to the faith that the French coaching staff are putting in the youth who, like I said, have been successful. Midfielders, you got Ficou, Hirato, Vakatawa, and Vincent. So Ficou is your experienced guy with 50 caps. Is he the most experienced guy on this side? I would imagine he is. I think Sound's got 33. LaRue's got 37. Yeah, so Ficou is the most experienced in terms of international caps with 51. Uncapped is Hirato and Vincent. And Vakatawa is an explosive man to watch. So don't need any education on him. He is world class. So yeah, whether it's him and Ficou or Galthié decides to kind of spread things around, will also be one to watch. Outside backs, Cordin, Etienne, Ngandabe, Peno, Rate, Thomas, Bouthier, Hamdaoui, and Ramo. Yes, so again, you got some familiar names in the likes of Thierry Thomas, who makes his way back after not making the World Cup squad. He is offensively one of the best players in the world. His defence sometimes leaves a bit to be desired, but you have got Shaun Edwards there. Shaun Edwards, if there's someone who can get the defensive system going, that guy is certainly a man for the job. Rates for La Rochelle has been phenomenal from when I've seen him playing. Penaud, even though sometimes I think he acts like a bit of a fool in terms of a little bit of arrogance, he's class player. He is very dangerous. So maybe that's part of the reason he gets a bit arrogant. He is far from the only one. There's some New Zealand players that I dislike slightly for the same reason. Ngandabe, I saw him play in the Champions Cup recently and he looked bloody good. I think he scored a couple of tries, so exciting. But some of these guys like Etienne and Cordin, these guys with no caps, I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them play from memory. Bouthier, have I seen him play for Montpellier, the fullback? Maybe. Apparently he's been really good this season, from what I read. But yeah, there's certainly no lack of attacking threats. When I looked at the clubs all of these players come from, Toulouse has got 8, Toulon has got 7, Montpellier, Racing, and Bordeaux have 5. Stade Francais have 4. Lyon, despite the fact that they're doing really well this season, top of the table or top end of the table, 3. La Rochelle and Clermont 2, and Castres has 1. So yeah, it's an interesting spread. It's perhaps not as dominated as some other international teams around the world, but you know, it's not really a big surprise that Toulouse is making up the bulk of the team. When I look at the guys who are not selected, it's an astounding number of players, but again, if you are going to include that many uncapped players, it makes sense. So Girardo, Vaha Mahina, and Picamoles all retired after the World Cup, Fofana as well. Guys who seem to have not been chosen just for selection purposes. Eturia, Raka, Gitoun, Medad, Slimani, Lopez, Machino, Loré, Bézi, Rouget, and the list goes on. Those are just the ones that I could think of. There's a lot of players who are not on the side. But if they have been underperforming, maybe it's the chance to give some of the younger guys a try. What they may not have in terms of like experience, they will have a hunger to play, and they've been successful at under 20s level, many of these guys. So hopefully they kind of won't be afraid to really just go out and play their game. So it will be an interesting one. New coach, like I said, Fabien Galthié, defense coach Sean Edwards, and other coaches in the French setup as well. So it's time for these guys to meet their potential. In terms of the fixtures list, they start with England at home. That might be tough given that England are stable with the same coach and many similar players from previous years. But they are at home, so that's still a chance to win. Italy at home is an absolute must-win and perhaps a chance to mix up the squad. Either a chance to mix up the squad and try some of the uncapped players, or perhaps get some consistency and continuity, some relationships, some playing relationships in terms of their playing chemistry between the players before that tough game away in Wales. So I guess depending on how that first game goes, it may be that they keep the strongest team for the second game to keep the flow going and to improve how the team is going. Wales away, that's going to be probably, looking at the board, that seems to be the toughest one. Away to Scotland is always tough as well. Scotland haven't been finishing at the top of the Six Nations, but at home, they're a very difficult team to play. And then home to Ireland. That one will be interesting because that's their last game. They've also got a new coach, even if he was part of the setup before. So how quickly they can embed their game plan compared to the French will also be a one to watch. But yeah, that's the French squad for the Six Nations 2020. I'm sorry that there's, apart from the poor pronunciation, a lot of question marks about the side because there's just, I think it's 19 uncapped players, which is a phenomenal number in a squad. It was pretty much half the squad. So, yeah. You guys let me know your thoughts. How do you think these guys are going to go? Do you think going for youth was the right choice, or do you think it should have been maybe more slowly embedded? I can see the reason why he's just going fresh start, new campaign, perhaps building, and if they lose, maybe the pressure's off by playing so many young guys, but give them a year or two and we'll see if they're kind of up to that level. Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later. Remember guys, if you're looking to get some France gear, especially pre-logo change France gear, head over to England Rugby Store. They've got French gear in stock. If you use the code 2cents10 when you're at the checkout, you can get an additional 10% off the price. So yeah, I'm definitely keen on getting the last of that gear before the old logo is gone for good. But yeah, check the link in the description, guys. 2 cents 10 at the checkout, 10% off. Cheers.